Falcons fans, you already know what just happened. Yes, Matt Ryan has gotten traded from the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan has been traded. This was a piece of news that I definitely wasn't expecting. That's why this video is dropping off a little late. However, before I get into this video, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, of course, Matt Ryan was traded to the Indianapolis Colts for a third-round pick. I'm not really going to say too much on the Colts, just the fact that they now have their franchise-level quarterback and look pretty bound for the playoffs. Matt Ryan by no means is a bad NFL quarterback. Not to mention the Colts are basically good everywhere except the quarterback position. And Matt Ryan going to the Indianapolis Colts will provide a lot, and I mean a lot when it comes to the quarterback play and the quarterback position. Now, the main question that you will probably hear from me to answer, what is next for the Atlanta Falcons? Now, of course, the Atlanta Falcons did just sign Marcus Mariota to a 2-year deal. He has played in Arthur Smith's offense back when he was with Tennessee, so they're all familiar faces. However, as far as the future goes, the Falcons seem to be going towards a rebuild, and I think trading away a lot of veterans, including Matt Ryan, is a huge part of that rebuild. And honestly, I think Matt Ryan was the last piece. He was the last straw. He was the guy that they were going to cut off. He was the guy that's saying, all right, we traded this guy, we're officially committing to a rebuild now. However, it also seems like the Atlanta Falcons could consider drafting a quarterback either this year or sometime in the future. The Falcons have also freed a ton of cap space given the fact that Matt Ryan was literally due the biggest cap hit of the year this season, and we traded him away. Now, of course, there are a couple of things I expect from this Atlanta Falcons team, and I think they're pretty reasonable. Now, of course, do I expect the Atlanta Falcons to be an instant success? Do I expect them to be any good this season? Absolutely not. I don't expect the Atlanta Falcons to be an instant success at all, However, in 2 to 3 seasons, I expect the Atlanta Falcons to really start coming back onto the scene and really start bolstering their lineup. I do think the Falcons still do have stars. Kyle Pitts and Grady Jarrett are 2 stars. Grady Jarrett is well established while Kyle Pitts is more of a rising star. However, the Atlanta Falcons still have a lot of weaknesses. They need some receivers. They need a running back. They need some offensive linemen, and they also need pass rushers. Now, of course, other reasonable things for the Atlanta Falcons, I definitely do think this is still a pretty solid team. However, when it comes to the quarterback position, I am personally a fan of drafting a player like Kenny Pickett or just a player in the draft, a player that's young, a player that we can groom. He doesn't have to start instantly. For example, Malik Willis, I think he is a great quarterback to really let sit for a year and then maybe bring him up as time goes along and make him your starter over time. I don't think a quarterback has to come in instantly and make the Atlanta Falcons an instant contender. I think the Falcons can't afford to wait. We are in no rush. Of course, the Deshaun Watson trade was kind of a failure. Let's just say that. We expected Deshaun Watson to come here and he didn't. However, we have to put that back in the rearview mirror. I think the Atlanta Falcons have a potentially great future riding right here. If we can keep Kyle Pitts and Grady Jarrett and all of our other stars involved in this little rebuild the Atlanta Falcons have going on, this rebuild that will hopefully not be too lengthy. I would rather it be 1 to 2 years, not 3, 5, maybe even 10 years, depending on the team. Either way, if we can keep our star players around, keep our main core, while also bolstering up the team over the next couple of years, I definitely do think the Atlanta Falcons can be good in a very short while when it comes to NFL rebuild terms. Short while meaning 1, 2, maybe even 3 seasons. Now, of course, going to my trade grade, I think the Atlanta Falcons get an A- for this grade. I think you definitely lost a franchise QB, I do think the Atlanta Falcons lost a great quarterback. However, I did not think Matt Ryan was a great fit for this team any longer. I think him and Arthur Smith are on 2 different pages. I think this team is way younger. I think this team is young. I think this team is developing while Matt Ryan is more in the twilight of his career. Let's just be honest. It's not like he's barely hanging on, but Matt Ryan's definitely not in his prime. I just didn't think Matt Ryan was a great fit for the team any longer. I think the team was going one direction, and Matt Ryan's career was going a totally different direction. Now, I do think it is time to enter rebuild mode. I think the Atlanta Falcons have realized that. That is the A part of this trade. That is the part of this trade I like. The Atlanta Falcons, as I said earlier in the season, they seem to have struggled really deciding between rebuild or contention, and it ended up making us a mediocre team. I'm glad the Atlanta Falcons have finally made a decision, and all things considered, the Atlanta Falcons have freed a ton And I mean an absolute ton of cap space. So either way, the Falcons definitely got a lot of good from this trade. I wish Matt Ryan nothing but the best over in Indianapolis. I do think he is still a great quarterback in the NFL. However, I do feel like the Indianapolis Colts fit him a lot better for his career. They have a lot of talent. The quarterback was really the only position they need, to be quite honest with you. I think Matt Ryan's at the point in his career where he has to be surrounded by talent. He can't be the main guy anymore, and that is absolutely okay. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. He is the greatest Atlanta Falcons quarterback of all time. Although he did not bring us to the promised land, he did not bring us to Super Bowls, He's given a lot of records. He's given all that he had to our team. So I wish Matt Ryan nothing but the best in his new home in Indianapolis. Now, as for the Atlanta Falcons' future, I definitely do think the future is bright. I like the Marcus Mariota signing, especially considering the fact that he is very, very familiar with Arthur Smith's offense and how it is ran. I think the Falcons will and should draft the quarterback in the first round of this draft. They do not, and I repeat, do not have to start instantly. However, I do think the Atlanta Falcons definitely need to start grooming a quarterback for the future because I don't think Marcus Mariota is going to be that guy. However, that's going to end this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. Of course, TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, all those links will be in the description. Of course, follow those. But of course, whether you follow those or not, I wish that you stay loved and stay blessed. I wish the best for you. And without further ado, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching.
Like a lot of funky man that lack finesse. Wanna be rappers brag about already being the best. I respect many people for the job they've done. It is full of jealousy is what I like especially. I like a lot of funky man that lack finesse. Wanna be rappers brag